The Lumbricus rotunda, also known as the circle worm, is a phenomenon that can occur naturally or purely by chance. Living in mainly moist soil, it has the unfortunate predicament of only being able to move in a circle, only being able to get nutrients if water seeps through its center, thus dooming it to death if it's been a naturally dry season. In this short documentary, we'll be talking about the habits and habitats of the Lumbricus rotunda and the decline in the monobiotic population with the incline of the symbiotic population threatening it as a traditional species. Circle worms can come in many different shades and sizes. Averaging about 2 inches in diameter, they can appear as any color between tan and black. This can also cause many misconceptions, however. Commonly mistaken for hair elastics, circle worms can be identified through subtle differences. They appear more plump and moist and are strikingly less elastic than their inanimate counterpart. Paleontologists have even found ancient depictions of humans using circle worms to tie back their hair, possibly explaining the inspiration behind hair elastics as a more humane way to keep a clear face. The Lumbricus rotunda symbiosis is the most commonly found non-traditional circle worm, far outnumbering its similar-looking counterpart. Unlike the Lumbricus rotunda monobiosis, this circle worm can be found all over the globe as its formation simply needs only 2 common earthworms. While functionally similar to the traditional circle worm, they share one key difference. While traditional circle worms reproduce naturally, the common circle worm occurs when 2 worms blindly meet each other rummaging through the earth. In a heated fit to absorb one another for what food it can, sometimes they will run into each other's backsides, and in the frenzy they will connect at both ends, effectively becoming one being. Whereas the non-traditional circle worm comprises of 2 absorbed beings, the Lumbricus rotunda monobiosis is naturally born as a circle. However, there is an issue that may arise from this. Being only able to move in a circle, the circle worm is trapped in what soil it's born into, relying on nutrients to seep through the topsoil to sustain itself. Since it is evolutionarily unstable for the circle worm to congregate around each other like they would if their spawns stayed where they produced, using what little nutrients is in the dirt, traditional circle worms have developed a clever way around this. Once the circle worm concludes that it is in the right breeding stage, it will excrete microscopic egg sacs. These egg sacs contain a fetal circle worm, and utilizing a form of movement, it will journey until it detects a nutrient-rich patch, where it will then dissolve the egg's outer layer, leaving the circle worm to absorb what it can around it, allowing it to grow and start the cycle anew. With its whole purpose being to absorb nutrients and reproduce, circle worms provide a nourishing snack to whichever predator finds them first. Following a particularly heavy rain, soil can become loose, forcing the circle worm upward where it can be vulnerable to danger. Many predators might choose a circle worm to snack on, including, but not limited to, squirrels, birds, fish, and fishermen. Circle worms have little in the ways of defense other than a startlingly bitter taste, as there has yet to be a need for it to develop one with how rarely they come above ground. Circle worms reside mainly in moist soil, rarely being found elsewhere without the suspicion of assistance getting there. The ideal temperature they're suited for is a more temperate climate, however they have been known to be found in colder as well as warmer climates. The traditional circle worm mainly resides in the New England area. However, there are cases of circle worms being found as far north as Ontario or Quebec. It is believed that the abysmal weather produced in the colonies allows for the traditional circle worm to flourish, making use of the persistently damp climate as an evolutionary advantage, allowing for more nutrients to come in contact. However, like most species, the Lumbricus rotunda monobiosis is currently threatened by the rising tides and temperatures caused by global warming. Requiring specific soil conditions to thrive, rising tides have become an ever-apparent threat to the population of traditional circleworms. Although they are mainly found on the coast, it's also the inland population that's being affected heavily. The alkaline content of dirt is rising dramatically due to the introduced salt from rising sea levels. This problem causes them to be unable to absorb nutrients as effectively, slowly starving the weaker circleworms, causing death before the necessary breeding stage. However, despite this, if we can work together toward making a conservation effort by artificially providing its necessary habitat, we may be able to slow or even stop the decline of the circleworm. So there you have it. However little known, both species of circleworms are incredibly fascinating and can provide amazing insights into the lives of underground organisms, no matter how small. Through this short documentary, we hope to educationally convey what the decline of circleworm population can mean for the rest of the world.